ourselves to be a tourism destination, a place where people just want to make. And I've noticed even the kind of content that visitors are making is like street food, coming to Nairobi, taking nice photos. Yeah. And then here you are at the airport. First, there's so much antagonism because when you tell me this is my phone, it looks new, it is antagonistic. And I tie it to the increase in the cost of parks entrance, where, like, for example, to get into the national parks, the prices have tripled or even doubled. And you know, your average tourist is a person with an adventurous spirit. They want to give reviews. And I've noticed nowadays the travel vloggers and the travel YouTubers, they actually, when you want to visit a country, you go to YouTube and hear what people will review about your country. And I would tend to trust them. So imagine these YouTubers and the young adventurous people will come, and the first thing they'll talk about your country is how they were frozen at the airport. I also anticipate cases of bribery and antagonism at the airport. So in the end, Kenya will become a very unfriendly country, even for travel YouTubers and what have you. And number two, this issue of taxation, they just have to find another way of making money to be used to fund their deficit and their extravagance, because they are traveling a lot, the government officials, but not really harassing young people who have just traveled, bought equipment to come. And creatives, I anticipate creatives, people who buy cameras and laptops, and you know, people whose that is actually a source of income for them, because they'll be making videos and what have you. So this is contributing towards making Kenya a very unfriendly country to travel to. And maybe in the next 1 year or 2 years, the ripple effect will be people choosing other countries. I've seen our neighbor Rwanda. That's where most conferences are being held. Just yesterday, I saw Rwanda saying any African just come without a visa. So now you'll be seeing people saying, me, I don't want to be harassed by those airport officials forcing me to give bribes and to their quality. Because also, what if I have a receipt that says my laptop is 499? They might say I've made a receipt somewhere, it's a funny receipt. So may I see this contributing towards making Kenya a very unfriendly country to travel to. Airports of countries should not be barriers. They should be bridges. I should feel the warmth once I get to the airport. You know, I've had the privilege of traveling to 1-2 places. And there's a way you feel the airport, how you are received at the airport really is the beginning of the mental picture of that country. So probably in the next 1 year, 2 years, we'll now be crying that there are no tourists coming to Kenya. But why should I come to Kenya if I can go to another African country where I don't have to be treated like a thief with people digging into my luggage and forcing me to pay a lot of taxes?
You know, and another thing, you know, nowadays we tend to watch lions instead of going to visit them.
Yes.
And now they're here, increasing the price of seeing the lions. I feel like killing the tourism industry of a country is one of the worst way to go. And when we buy things outside and come and sell them in Kenya, that is that is a way of living for us. Like, I'm trying to make ends meet. And you're here now taxing everything that I bring. Don't forget that you're taxing everything that I buy in the country. It's like we are going to be these people who are locked in a certain room. We are freezing, we are not given enough, we are suffering, but there's nothing we can do. There's nothing, because if you bring anything from outside, you're paying for it. But wherever you are, you're already paying enough taxes. And they already did not meet their target for taxes. They couldn't, because look now, they're already going to dig somewhere else whereby it's not compulsory for me to buy those things from outside. Let's start with that. But I am trying to be able to afford a life. I don't like having to deal with this importations fees and all. I don't like dealing with all that. And then I've traveled to another country. Yes, I have bought new things for myself. I don't think you have any right to tax me for something that I bought for personal use. I might go and buy 10 of them because I love them and I know in this country it will be so expensive. I don't find it fair for you to tax me for that. But then again, we live in a country whereby we need to pay so many taxes.
I think that how I'll capture this conversation, I'll capture it with what the head of budget control said, Nancy Nyakango said that the government seems not to understand the number. For example, he said all the state officers, for example,